The Aramaic and Palestinian Targum. We're in the book of Numbers, and last reading we did Numbers chapter 6 about the Nazirite vow. And in Acts 18, verse 18, it states that Paul had taken the Nazirite vow and that he had shaved his head and that he had taken a vow. So I just wanted to point that out because it's interesting. Okay, so we're going to be reading now Numbers chapter 7. And it was on the day which begins the month of Nisan, when Moshe had finished to uprear the tabernacle, he took it not in pieces again, but anointed and consecrated it and all its vessels, the altar and all the vessels thereof, and he anointed them and hallowed them. Then the leaders of Israel, who were the chiefs of the house of their fathers, brought their offerings. These were they who had been appointed in Mizraim chiefs over the numbered, and they brought their offering before the Lord. 6 wagons covered and fitted up, and 12 oxen, 1 wagon and 2 princes, and 1 ox for each. But Moshe was not willing to receive them, and they brought them before the tabernacle. And the Lord spoke with Moshe, saying, Take them, and let them be used for the need of the appointed work. And let the oxen and the wagons be for the work of the service of the tabernacle of ordinance. And give them to the Levites, to each according to his measure of his work. And Moshe took the wagons and the oxen, and gave them to the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave to the sons of Gershom, according to the amount of their service, and 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave to the sons of Merari, according to the measure of their service, by the band of Ithamar, bar Aaron the priest. But to the sons of Kehath he gave neither wagons nor oxen, because on them was laid the service of the sanctuary, to be carried on their shoulders. And the princes offered at the dedication of the altar by anointing. On the day that he anointed it, did the princes present their oblations before the temple. And the Lord said unto Moshe, Let the princes offer each, 1 prince on 1 day, their oblations at the dedication of the altar by anointing. He who on the first day presented his oblation was Nachshon bar Amminadab, prince of the house of the fathers of the tribe of Judah. And his oblation which he offered was 1 silver bow, thickly embossed or crusted, in weight 130 shekels, in shekels of the sanctuary, 1 silver vase, slightly embossed, of 70 shekels, in shekels of the sanctuary. Both of these vessels he brought filled with flour of the separation, sprinkled with olive oil for a mincha, 1 pan or censer, weighing 10 silver shekels, but it was itself of good gold. And he brought it full of good sweet incense of the separation, 1 young bullock of 3 years, 1 ram of 2 years, and 1 lamb of the year. These did the chief of the tribe of Judah bring for a burnt offering. 1 kid of the goats he brought for sin offering, and for consecrated victims, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 goats, lambs of the year, 5. This is the order of the oblation which Nachshon bar Amminadab offered of his wealth. Jerusalem. And the oblation which he offered was 1 silver dish, in the same words as above. On the 2nd day, Nathaniel bar Zeir, chief of the house of the fathers of the tribe of Issachar, brought his oblation. He brought his oblation after Judah by commandment of the holy, 1 silver dish thickly embossed, 130 shekels, as the first. On the 3rd day, Eliab bar Helon, prince of the Beni Zebulon, offered. On the 4th, Eliezer bar Shedeur, prince of the Beni Reuben. On the 5th, Shelumiel bar Zurishaddai, prince of Shimeon. On the 6th, Eljasaphat bar Dehil, prince of the Beni Gad. On the 7th, Elishama bar Ammihud, prince of Beni Ephraim. On the 8th, Gamaliel bar Pedazur, prince of Manasseh. On the 9th, Abidan bar Genoni, prince of Benjamin. On the 10th, Achijah bar Ammishaddai, prince of the Beni Dan. On the 11th, Pagiel bar Akron, prince of Asher. And on the 12th day, Achari bar Enan, prince of the Beni Naphtali, offered. This is the oblation at the anointing of the altar, on the day that they anointed it. From the riches of the princes of Israel, 12 silver bowls, answering to the 12 tribes, 12 silver vases, answering to the 12 princes of the Beni Israel, 12 golden pans, answering to the 12 signs, Mizalia. 130 shekels was the weight of each bowl, answering to the years of Jochebed when she bore Moshe. And 70 shekels was the weight of each vase, answering to the 70 elders of the great Sanhedrin. And all silver vessels, 2,400 shekels in shekels of the sanctuary. The gold pans were 12, answering to the princes of Israel, full of good sweet incense. The weight of 10 shekels was the weight of each pan, answering to the 10 words. All the gold of the pans, 120 shekels, answering to the years lived by Moshe the prophet. All the bullocks for the burnt offering, 12, a bullock for a prince of the house of the fathers. 12 rams, because the 12 princes of Ishmael would perish. 12 lambs of the year, because the 12 princes of Persia would perish. And their minches, that famine would be removed from the world. And 12 kids of the goats for the sin offering, to atone for the sins of the 12 tribes. And all the oxen for consecrated victims, 24, answering to the 24 orders of the priests. The rams, 60, answering to the 60 years which Isaac had lived when he begat Jacob. The goats, 60, answering to the 60 letters in the benediction of the priests. Lambs of the year, 60, to atone for the 60 myriads of Israel. This was the dedication of the altar by appointment on the day that they anointed it. And when Moshe entered into the tabernacle of ordinance to speak with him, he heard the voice of the Spirit who spoke with him descending from the heavens of heaven upon the mercy seat, which was upon the ark of the testimony between the 2 cherubim, and from thence was the oracle speaking with him. Wow, what an amazing reading. Blessed be his name.